Alrighty guys, welcome back to another episode of Devil's Den Hockey. And tonight, the New Jersey Devils take on the Tampa Bay Lightning and lose 4-0 in regulation. So, obviously not the outcome that we were all looking for. We won in New Jersey after playing two phenomenal games in Florida against the Panthers. They come off of two huge wins, and they come into tonight's game against Tampa Bay Lightning looking to clean out the series and take a clean sweep of the state of Florida. Unfortunately, that didn't happen tonight. And I'm going to say it, slow starts kill. Slow starts kill. And I think that might be the video for tonight's video. Slow starts kill. New Jersey Devils did not come out of the gates ready to go. I think they had 5 shots in the whole period of the first period. They came out, they looked slow, they didn't play their best hockey. Second and third periods were head and shoulders above what the first period was. Second and third period, they came to play, but it just wasn't enough, unfortunately. But you know what? Overall, I don't think that New Jersey, I don't think they played all that badly tonight. I think what happened is you got a team who's been on the road for a while. Granted, they haven't been traveling a whole lot. But again, the effort they put in against the Florida Panthers night after night, and they come into Tampa, which is a team which has absolutely had our number all year so far, mostly referencing the 7-0 or 7-2 loss we took at their hands last time. Vasilevsky played absolutely shut down hockey the entire night. Hischier and Brandt both got absolutely robbed by Vasilevsky in the second period. We just got goalied. These guys are tired on a road trip. I see why we have the loss. Does it kind of suck that we didn't get the full Florida? No, but you know what? Taking 2 wins against the reigning, defending Stanley Cup champions in the Florida Panthers, and then losing to Tampa Bay, who is neither in our division nor one of these bottom-tier teams that are a legit team that take a threat, I'm not all that concerned about this loss. I'm not. They get 4 days off now to go back to New Jersey, rest up, get mentally set, forget this game, and move on against Carolina on Thursday night. This is a much-needed rest for a team which I have no doubt are battered, bruised, and are probably just freaking exhausted, okay? They've played 3 games in like 5 or 6 days because they had this game tonight against Tampa Bay. On Thursday, they had the game against Florida, and then on Tuesday, they had the game against Florida. So they've played 3 really hard, really toughed out games against 2 pretty big opponents. Let's remember, Tampa Bay, while being weaker than they have been in years past, are still a team that in like the last 5 years have been in the Stanley Cup final like 3 times, and they were all consecutive. So Tampa Bay is no slouch. And you know what? I think that if New Jersey had played against Tampa, if they had had the rest, like they hadn't played any games, right? They hadn't played any games beforehand or the last 2 or 3 days. If they had been well rested and they played Tampa Bay with the same earnest that they had played against Florida, there's no doubt in my mind New Jersey would have won this game. But again, I want to give credit where credit is due to Tampa Bay, because Tampa Bay, like Florida, has some really keen forechecking. They didn't give New Jersey a second to breathe. We want to turn away from them with the puck. They're on our ass the entire time. Despite Tampa Bay losing some pieces in the offseason, they did gain Gensel in the offseason, so there's that. But like the defensive side of the puck for Tampa is incredibly good still, being quarterbacked by guys like Victor Hedman and Vasilevsky in net, who is still freaking Vasilevsky, okay? On a really good year, he's Vezina material. On a bad year, he's still better than like 70% of the goaltenders in this league. I would dare even say 80% of the goaltenders in this league on a bad year. And unfortunately, we ran into a Vasilevsky who was ready to come in and make a freaking statement. statement, okay? And he absolutely did. It's a hard thing to shut out New Jersey with all of the firepower at our disposal. Where do I want to go with this? I wanted to go. I had a whole agenda I wanted to spill out. I wanted to kind of flesh out here. Oh, that's what I wanted to. Despite the fact that Tampa still has a crazy good defense and a crazy good goaltender, I think that our offense actually, despite not scoring any goals, stuck to the game plan and executed the same way they did against Florida. I saw a lot of guys crashing the net, trying to get in front, going for these really crude garbage goals where they're in front of the net and they're just kind of, hacking away, trying to put that puck in. I saw a lot of greasy attempts out there, which is still good because it means that even in a losing game, and I think this more so happened as the game progressed. It wasn't like it happened in the first and then it kind of died out near the end where we really need them to kick it in. It seemed like it was the opposite. It's like we didn't start too well, and then as the game progressed, even into the late part of the third period, you still saw guys banging and clanging against the boards in front of the net, trying to get something going. But again, Tampa just shut the door and said, no, we're not letting anything through. And you know what? Good on them. I'm not terribly upset with how New Jersey played. Again, first period was kind of slow. We kind of got off to on the wrong foot. Kind of slow, kind of flat-footed. But overall, second and third, I'm not even that upset. In terms of our own goaltending, I thought Markstrom played fantastic tonight, despite the fact that Markstrom's save percentage will be below 900. The amount of times that Markstrom bailed this team out, period after period, chance after chance. Dude had a cross-crease save going from one post to the other to glove it. Like, Markstrom was great tonight. There was maybe so the fourth goal was an empty netter, so we're not going to count that. We're going to call it a 3-0 game. There's maybe one. I think the third goal he probably should have had. I mean, he maybe had been a little bit screened, but otherwise, I thought that Markstrom played phenomenally tonight. I thought Luke Hughes had a really good game again tonight. I thought Kovacevic had a pretty good game tonight. I really liked still all the effort that you're seeing from our defensive side of the puck. These are guys who are not quitting on pucks, that don't go, oh, I got beat, I guess that's it for me. They're hustling back, they're grinding, they're doing what they can, they're laying hits, they're finishing checks. And that's all that you can really expect from them. You really can. If they get beat, they get beat. It is what it is. When you're defending guys like Nikita Kucherov, who's arguably one of the best forwards in the league, arguably best depending on who you speak to and depending on what your qualifications are for that. But, Kucherov is such a good player that, you kind of have to double team him. Unfortunately, it's going to leave one guy wide open to set shit up. And, I again, besides the first period, I'm not too upset with how the guys played tonight. I'm not. They deserve the rest. They're going to go back to New Jersey. They're going to rest up. There's going to be practices. Keith's going to get them, mentally set to take on Carolina. And Carolina is a team that I do think we have to beat on Thursday. I'm not saying, it's a must-win game or, it's they beat Carolina or the whole team's a bust. It's just, again, playing against teams that are at the bottom of the league are must-win game because you can't afford to play down to these guys. And playing opponents like the Rangers or Carolina or Washington, who are right behind you in the standings, who pose a legitimate threat to New Jersey, they have to come out and they've got to bring their A game. Literally every single time they play these kind of guys. And Carolina's no exception. Carolina's a team that has given the Devils a hard time in the past. And we're going to have to approach the Carolina Hurricanes the exact same way that we approach Florida Panthers, because Carolina has the depth to score from literally any perspective, from their defense, from their forward, from their, at least 3 out of their 4 forward lines can score. It'll be interesting to see who gets the start. I have a feeling it'll be Allen. but I could be wrong. Markstrom just had a really, really good night, so maybe they'll play him again. That he will get the rest, but I would be interested to see whether or not Allen gets to start on Thursday against the Hurricanes. I do think Allen's been the better goalie so far. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for me tonight, guys, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Adios.